Your Majesty, dear ministers, dear excellencies, dear guests, welcome. With deep honor, I greet you here at the premises of the Robert Bosch Foundation. And it's truly a privilege to host this event. It's a gathering of distinguished guests. We have leaders from government, from private sector, from multinational institutions, civil society, from philanthropy, academia. So welcome very much. We very much appreciate this diversity in this group. Your presence here is a recognition of the importance that you give to this topic, and I truly applaud your support, even in times, as you rightly said, when climate change and climate mobility seems to be slipping a little bit from the agenda. Let me also extend my sincere gratitude to our esteemed partners of the Global Center for Climate Mobility, and in particular to its director, Kamal Amakrain, for their tireless support and their passion for working for climate mobility and in organizing this forum. Also, I do not want to forget to mention those people who actually are behind us, who are the teams who organize this. And pas pro toto, I want to mention David Lundberg and Rafaela Schweiger. This is the crew that is organizing this, many more who make this possible. Also a great thank you to you. We stand at a critical juncture where climate action is not just a necessity, but it's becoming urgent. For years, the need to act has been acknowledged, and yet when we try to put it on the agenda and get action and governments moving to implement effective change, we need to acknowledge that we are falling short. The speed, the depth, the breadth is not there, what we need to do. The recognition of climate mobility in international frameworks and institutions over the past years was a significant achievement. But the shifting geopolitical landscape, what's happening in the global sphere politically as well as militarily, as well as on the people's side, is shifting perspectives, is shifting attention, it is shifting the priorities in this world. And we fear that climate change and climate mobility and climate justice is pushed down in the agenda of the political discourse. For many countries, this might be a matter of inconvenience, but for those countries that are most affected, it's definitely an injustice. We are coming here together at this forum for a shared objective. We want to shape a common, coordinated, and a human-centered response to the defining challenge of this century. We gather here because climate mobility can no longer be treated as a secondary concern. It's a central pillar with climate action, with adaptation, and, as I already said, with justice. And it's time we address it as such, with ambition, but also with humility, because we have failed in many ways, but with urgency, but also with dedication and with passion. We stand at a very pivotal point. At the end of 2024, of the displaced persons, the majority, 45 million, were displaced by weather-related shocks. There's a twofold increase over the previous decade, and we know those who contributed least are affected the most. Still, climate change is a global phenomenon. Yes, affected are those that are most vulnerable, and unfortunately the most vulnerable are not those who had the greatest contribution to climate change. But we mustn't fool ourselves. Climate change is a global phenomenon, and every country is going to be affected. So it is very adequate to hold this forum in Berlin, but also because also Germany, also Europe, feels the impact of climate change. And it's not a logistical issue, it is an issue of a political signal. We share the challenge and we share the responsibility. There are gaps between the commitments in action, and we will lament these gaps that we have. But what gives us hope is that people like you are coming together here, not just here, but coming together here to change and forge an agenda and to forge action on the ground, but also in collaboration across borders. It is important that we need the persistence and the dedication for those that lead this change. And it's reflected in the presence of you all here that you join in this endeavor. Let me also add maybe a bit of a personal perspective. I joined the COP27, that's quite some time ago, but I joined COP27, it was the first COP that I joined, and apart from the gathering like we have today here, I was most impressed with the youth delegates. Youth delegates from different countries joined, and they gave individual accounts of how they deal with the consequences of climate change, how they adapt through mobility, how they adopt measures, how to recreate a living environment that is just and human-centered. I was particularly struck by their optimism. It might be the wrong word maybe, but it was an optimism. And I feel if the youngsters carry that flame forward, I speak of myself as an old guy, I need to be humble and to say, if the youngsters can do it, I need to do my job. And I hope that together we will feel that obligation as well. No single sector can deal with this justice. With this issue. We need for climate justice, for the climate action, we need all actors, whether it's politics, whether it's philanthropy, whether it's industry or academia. This is a very complicated issue, and it is not a recipe book issue. It is an issue where the best efforts need to be combined and to be tested and retested, but we must never give up. We as philanthropy, we will do our part. We can be convener, but we also support in a very precise, let's say, surgical way this opportunity. And we want to be the partner for all this. And that's why we're very happy that you come here together in the premises of the Robert Bosch Foundation. It's in the very center of Berlin. The German federal office is just 5 walking minutes away. Many other political institutions are in the vicinity. So maybe it's also an opportunity to reach out outside these 4 walls and to make contact with the political world in Berlin. Let's not call it a bubble. It's the political world in Berlin. I hope that today and tomorrow will be ample opportunity to listen to our distinguished guests, the panelists, but also to discuss and find new connections and communication channels for joint action either here or afterwards. It is our honor to have you here to be the co-host together with the GCCM. And with this, I wish us all 2 very fruitful days. Thank you very much.